Hello there everyone, Shibby here. Hope everyone out there is doing well. Today back once again with some more Pokemon trading card game pocket matches. Today's video I'm finally getting around to trying out a Mega Kangaskhan deck. If you're familiar with Mega Kangaskhan, this is the newest card, or one of the new EX cards that came with the Fantastical Parade set that was released not that long ago. Now what makes this card unique is that when it attacks, can actually attack a second time. So its initial attack does 80, and then it will follow up with an additional 40. Now, why this is good is because it counts as a separate attack. So if you knock out your opponent's first Pokemon with the initial hit, they'll actually be forced to switch in, and then you can attack the Pokemon they bring in for an additional 40. Now, you can also stack this up with things like Red and Giovanni to actually hit for more damage on each hit, so it can kind of stack up pretty quick, fast, and in a hurry. Just the downside is getting Kangaskhan built up. So this is why I'm trying to run it with the cards that I'm running it with in this particular deck. I've opted to pair it alongside Tapu Koko, Oricorio, and Pichu, mostly to stall with Oricorio so we can build Kangaskhan up. Also, Tapu Koko gets started very quickly, and we're also running some elemental switches so we can pass Energy Kangaskhan if we start out with Tapu Koko in the opening spot, just so we can try to get Kangaskhan built up and online fairly quickly. So I don't know if this is like the most optimal or best way to run Mega Kangaskhan, but this is the way that I'm going to try out and see if it works or not. But I will have the entire deck list in the description of the video below, so you can try this deck out for yourself or simply improve upon it. There's an event still going on right now that goes along with the Fantastical Parade booster set. There's a little emblem event going on, so we're going to take the deck in that and see what we can get done with it and see if we can manage to win a game or two with it. But I think I've rambled on long enough, and we'll go find our first game. I'll be back when I find my first match. Alrighty, it looks like I found my first opponent here, and we are going first. So if we do go first, I hope we open up with Pichu. And we did. Okay, this is might be the best start we could have asked for. Alright, so we can get an energy into Mega Kangaskhan right out of the gate, which is nice. And we draw on a Copycat. Let's play Pokeball to mill out our deck a little bit. And we get Oricorio, so we can stall if we want to be a pain in the ass. Alright, let's play a Copycat. We don't really have anything in our hand other than a Giovanni and another Copycat, so let's get some other stuff in here. And there's our Tapu Koko. I don't want Kangaskhan. Please give me Tapu Koko. Alright, we got an elemental switch too. So we may not need it if we're lucky. There's our other Oricorio. And we'll go ahead and get an energy into our Kangaskhan. Now maybe in hindsight it would have been better to put that energy into Tapu Koko. So we could... Well, we'd only be able to swing for 30 no matter what. Even if I would have did that. So it's really no harm, no foul at the moment. Alright, they're running Oricorio for energy acceleration, so it might just be better to just build up Kangaskhan here. And let Pichu go out swinging. Alright, yeah, let's get an energy into Kangaskhan. And then we'll just let Pichu die a hero's death, I guess. As we play our cards right, we can just knock out the two Pokemon he has on the bench. Unless he evolves here, he does, but if with our Giovanni, we can win this in one clean sweep still. Alright, becomes a little harder now. But we do lose our Pichu here. Alright, let's get Kangaskhan up into the front. And the boys are already ready to go. I guess we can get our other one on the bench. And we'll go ahead and get started on building that up. And not really worth it to play Giovanni here because we'll just do 50. So, and we are going to KO Oricorio no matter what, but we'll KO Pachirisu. I've called that Pokemon 100 different things because I can't read and say names correctly. Another Dragon Pombo. Let me get to swing one more time. for an additional 40. So we're still in okay shape here. Now, retreating really doesn't help them too much, honestly. All right, they're bringing their Pawmot. Now they got Pikachu EX on the bench. I forget what effect is. All right, it gets damaged by an attack. It does 20 damage. Well, that's okay. And they did opt to concede there. All right, so we get a win right out of the gate. I think it was looking pretty good for us. I was debating switching that Pikachu in because we could have just KO'd up with Kangaskhan and won right then and there with our Sabrina. But all right, off to a good start. That was probably the best opening hand we could have had going first with this Kangaskhan deck. But hopefully we continue to have good luck in the games to come. But good match to that opponent. I'm back when I find my next match. Alrighty, looks like I found my next opponent here, and we are going first yet again. If we could get the same exact hand we had last time, I'd be super happy. And we get something very similar to it. So let's get Pichu out here. Let's get our Mega Kangaskhan out here. I'm combining words now. And see what we're up against. It's a dark type deck for sure. So we're going up against Zigzagagoon. Alright, we get Elemental Switch as well. Alright, we'll just oak it up here. Now, would it be better to put the energy into Kangaskhan or Tapu Koko? I mean, we can only attack for 30, even if Tapu Koko has 2 energy in it. So I guess it really doesn't matter. We'll put this other Mega Kangaskhan on the bench. Save our Oricorio since we're not playing any EXs that we need to worry about just yet. And we'll put an energy into Mega Kangaskhan back here. And pass it over. So I don't think I've seen any decks built around Galarian Zigzagagoon just yet, so I don't know exactly what we're getting into. But hopefully we can navigate that minefield as stuff happens. Alrighty. What we got here? Again, I'm willing to sacrifice Pichu again. So we do have Giovanni in our hand. And Mega Kangaskhan will be ready in 2 turns. Alright, what are they going to opt to do here? It could be anything. Alright, they're going to bring down the time limit here. Or wait out the clock, I should say. I don't know what the words I was looking for was. Alright, they played their second Zigzagagoon. They're also running Mega Absol. Alright, they're going to like Copycat to bring their hand up to 3. And attack our Pichu, presumably. Alright, that's fine. We're not going to be attacking with Pichu anyway. Alright, let's go ahead and put a giant cape into our Kangaskhan here to make it a little bit harder to take out. Get energy into it. Play Crackly Toss. Or use Crackly Toss. Build up our Mega Kangaskhan. And presumably say goodbye to Pichu. That would be nice to draw into a Sabrina next turn. I doubt they would tag Absol in, but we could not attack into this Rocky Helmet, which I guess we'd probably attack into it no matter what. Because it would still count as a... Oh, they opted to concede. I was going to say, with the second attack, if they opted to bring in Zigzagging, it would still count as a new attack, so we'd still feel the effects of Rocky Helmet no matter what. But they did opt to concede there. I think we had a good chance of winning that one too, if the game would have played out with Mega Kangaskhan, because we've been ready to go next turn. But we'll never know. But wins are wins, and I'll take them wherever I can get them. But good game to that opponent. I'll be back when I find my next match. Alrighty, looks like I found my next opponent here, and we are going second for a change. That's always good. And we do thankfully start out with Tapu Koko. No Pichu, though. That's okay. We can still get started fairly quickly. Looks like we're going up against a steel deck. Mega Mawile. Or Mawali? I don't know how to say that. Because, again, I can't say most names. Alright, so until it leaves the active spot, it just keeps stacking 30, 30, 30, 30. So I'd be willing to bet that may be the only card that they're running. So let's get Oricorio on our bench. And we'll use Copycat. Alright, we got Elemental Switch, another Tapu Koko, Giovanni, and the Pokeball. Alright, we get our second Oricorio, so we're going to put that bad boy on the bench as well. We're probably going to have to be lame because they might just only be running this card. And they did opt to concede as I put the second Oricorio down, which tells me they were only running that card. Alright, well, the threat of Oricorio is definitely going to draw that out for him, so I guess they probably saw the writing on the wall there. Well, so far, we've gone 3-0 with this Mega Kangaskhan deck that I built so far. See if we can string some more wins together as we go. Matches have kind of been quick so far, so go find another one and see if we can win again. I'll be back when I find my next opponent. Alrighty, look, I found my next opponent here. We're going first yet again. I'm first 3 out of these 4 matches. Alright, now we're just starting out with 2 Oricorio. So now we're gonna see how this deck works when I don't have what I need. Alright, we're going up against Charizard, so having 2 Oricorios does help here. Alright, we'll play a Pokeball. Alright, we get our Mega Kangaskhan. Do I want to put it on the bench just in case they Sabrina in my Mega Kangaskhan and one-shot me with Charizard? We'll wait for now. We'll play the lame game if we have to. And I can always play it next turn because I can't play energy this turn regardless. Plus, we can always tag Oricorio out and bring Kangaskhan in. Alrighty. Let's mill our deck out even further. Alright, there's Pichu. That would have been nice to have last turn. Alright, what we're going to do is put an energy into this Oricorio. I'm going to bring it out, bring Pichu in. And I'm going to put Mega Kangaskhan on the bench. Maybe not the smartest decision, but we're going to do it. And I don't know if I should put the energy into Kangaskhan or Oricorio. We can stall either way, so we're going to build into Kangaskhan. And since we have 2 Oricorio on the bench, they can't make me bring in Kangaskhan. That has no damage on it. Now we can KO the Pichu here. Alright, so the question is, what do I do now? I'll bring in the healthy Oricorio. Now if he evolves into Charizard, not really much he can do. Alright, I don't know if this is necessarily smart. So what I'm going to do is we're going to put energy into Oricorio. And then I'm going to play Elemental Switch. Pass Kangaskhan's energy up so we can do damage. And then we will play Copycat to fill our hand out. Alright, well actually, we'll put Giant Cape in Oricorio to make sure it lasts a little while. And we will attack this Charmeleon. Now he's in a situation where he can't evolve. Because if he brings Charizard out. Well, never mind. He has this Charizard to play around Oricorio. So smart on them. Now Charizard does hurt itself here. Okay, so they did have a normal Charizard as a backup plan. So now I need to think what I want to bring in. Well, it can't be Tapu Koko, because it will get one shot. All right, put another Tapu Koko on our bench. Put an energy into Kangaskhan. We'll oak it up. And we don't survive for 3 turns, unfortunately, so. Kind of not in the greatest position in the world, and they force a switch, so we'll bring in Tapu Koko, and we are going to lose our first game here. I probably misplayed in there, probably took too long to get old Kangaskhan fired up. I probably should just let Oricorio bite the big one, but that may not necessarily meant that we would have won regardless. I was presumably playing around Mega Charizard that may not have even existed, so who knows. But alright, well, either way, good game to the opponent. We do drop our first game with Mega Kangaskhan. I'll go find potentially one more game. I'll be back when I find my next match. Alrighty, looks like I found potentially my final opponent here, and we do get the good fortune of going second. Alright, we start with Oricorio and Oricorio only, unfortunately. Looks like we're going up against Swampert. Alright, we got the type advantage, so we do have that going for us, as well as the nuisance of Oricorio. I would have liked to have started out with a Pichu Kangaskhan, but we're not going to get that lucky every single game. Alright, what are you running alongside Mudkip? Or Swampert, I should say. This is the first Swampert deck I've run into so far, so not exactly sure what to expect. Alright, they got a full bench here. Alright, well, let's play our Pokeball. We get our Mega Kangaskhan. And we'll go and attach energy to Oricorio. We got the type advantage, luckily, in this scenario, so we'll just keep that available. Also, we can tag out Elemental Switch if we need to. Alright, we get a giant cape. Might hold on to it for the time being. Alright, they're also going to oak it up as well. They could opt to tag here, maybe. Or tag, switch. But let's see what they opt to do. I'm going to opt to power up Suicune back there. Concede the Mudkip. Let me get a second elemental switch. Alright. Want to put... We're not going to play Copycat just yet. But we are going to get rid of the Mudkip. And I presume they're going to tag in Suicune. No, they're bringing Mantike. Okay. Now, what does this version of Suicune do? I don't remember. Okay, so any attack that I use, minus 20. So this will just do a standard 50. And Suicune can one-shot our Kangaskhan, so there is that as well. So let's get our second Oricorio out. Get an energy into our Kangaskhan. Now I may opt to switch, so Kangaskhan can attack next turn. I think we're going to do that. I don't want to lose Oricorio's energy. We're not going to do the switch just yet in case they... Well, actually, there really any reason not to. I was going to say in case they tag Corio back in and I could attack. We'll just do it. Because even if they do that, I'm going to lose it anyway. So I might as well not lose the energy. Put a giant cape into our Kangaskhan. The next turn, the Mad Lad is ready to go. With our turn here. Alright, they've evolved up into Marshtomp. And they get another energy into Suicune. I don't know why they wouldn't have put it into Marshtomp there. Alright, let's play Pokeball. We get our Tapu Koko. Probably having a bench full of electrics is not the worst thing in the world. Let's get energy into our Kangaskhan. No point in playing red, because there's nothing we're going to do, and especially a lot of damage to. And we get rid of Mantike here. And now we must opt for them to return. They might be trying to wait us out here, maybe. I wonder if that energy into Suicune may have been like a accidental attachment. Maybe they meant to put it into Marshtomp. Right, now we are going to have to wait for them to come back. So they may have potentially conceded here. But I am patient. I will wait for the win. If I have to. Alright. Well, I guess I have to wait for them to come back. to seal the deal here. But I guess we're just rambling for a moment. I think this deck is okay. Oh, well, never mind. Cut off my train of thought there when they didn't come back. But all right, we did manage to go, what was that, 4-1? At the Mega Kangaskhan, Tapu Koko, Oricorio, this strange assortments of cards that I managed to pair Kangaskhan with. Not bad. I think this deck, as I've constructed, it's okay. It could definitely be better for sure. I'm sure there's a more optimal and better way to play Mega Kangaskhan. I just kind of on a whim built this just to see what the heck would happen. Just an idea that I had, but I'm sure there's probably a better and more efficient way to run Mega Kangaskhan. But either way, went 4-1 regardless in this particular video in the Fantastical Parade thing. But yeah, feel free to leave me any deck notes or suggestions or anything like that for better ways to run Mega Kangaskhan or just decks that would be fun to try out. And if I have the cards, I'll put the deck together and try it out for myself. Or that was a weird way to say that. I will try. If I have the cards, I will build the deck requested, we'll say. But either way, I've rambled enough and made myself look stupid enough here. But yeah, if you made this far in the video, I do thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you feel like it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.